came down to a last touchdown to decide that, whatever the scoring system was you had there.
We were trying to find a way, Had the defense not fumbled the ball into the end zone on the very first one, it would have been a different situation, but all those things kind of add up. In some way, somehow, it comes down to a really tight ball game where we really wanted to put the pressure on a lot of younger guys, the Evans of the world, and see how they'd react and respond, and even with the weather. So we got a lot of things accomplished today, that's for sure.
Was it nice to have some people in the stands?
It was really nice to have some people in the stands. I think that I know our guys love it. I know that you get towards the end of that spring ball and there's some things you really want, and this was one of them. Not just to play a game, but actually to see some family, have some fans, and have a great day.
What was your overall thoughts at Dez's day? It looked like he missed on a couple balls early on, but then kind of found a rhythm late.
He did, and I think that I think it's just all about getting into that rhythm, and maybe you're a little bit early on, What people forget to seeing from back where I was, the rush does affect those guys, and especially the quarterback in general. So I think early on, I think he maybe got a little bit of rush and didn't hit the things he wanted to hit, but kind of calmed down. We got a better protection, I think, up front, and I think they really settled into seeing what we wanted to see especially out of him this spring.
Luke, we obviously know you love defense, and this team is built so much on what it does defensively. How excited are you about what you saw today defensively from this team?
We got a chance to be really good. We've been good here, but I think we've got a chance to take it even to the next level with a lot of the guys that we've got, but also the combination of the things of being here for a while and increasing that expectation on all phases. I think we got a really good chance to get after the quarterback, and I think we can play in the back end really, really well. So I think we're in a great place. I think a big part of today was to get through, to be able to compete, to find out who would play hard and stay healthy was a big part of it, and we came out of it really well.
13 practices with Mike Tressel. How has that relationship between the two of you gone? Because they're playing fast and aggressive.
Well, I think this was a big day. Not anything about a relationship, but I was kind of curious to see how it would be called and some different things. You get a good feel for being around whether it's Coach Freeman or not for a long time, and try not to say much. And so today I thought was a big deal for me to kind of just step back and listen and see just what kind of rhythm even defensively we'd be in, and what he would do in a lot of those situations. So everybody thinks those situations are just for the players. Those situations are every bit as much for us and the coaching staff as well.
Encouraging to see a few early enrollees making plays out there.
And that's what it kind of comes down to. And you don't really know. You see some things in practice, but when you're not live much, it's sometimes hard to see. So, hey, jog off the field. You would have gotten Ritter if you were jogging off the field.
I was following the senior, Coach.
He's got to harass him a little bit some way. There's a lot of things. I forget the heck we were doing asking.
Early enrollees.
Oh, enrollees. Yeah, some of those guys. Some of them I don't spend a whole lot of time with. But the Will Pauldings of the world, to have a chance for those guys to go live, I think it becomes a little bit different. I know there's a lot of guys on the headsets I was hearing that, Jerome Ford wouldn't be down. We should be live. Easy, boys. I think we're in a good place right now. I don't know if we need to see a whole lot of some of those go live situations, but it's really, a new opportunity for especially the young guys to be in some live situations.
Ryan Royer earned himself some first-team reps moving forward.
It's always a way to find a little energy. We didn't kind of set it up to be the Royer show there for a while, but sometimes it kind of gets that way, and there's no better way to pick up that, especially that defensive sideline and the offensive sideline, is to get him rolling a little bit.
Luke, you've been building a culture here for so long now, and last year you had the playoff questions, it seemed like, every single week. Fantastic season. How do you raise the level of expectations, because you've already reached such great heights already? How do you continue to push them towards that?
It's not me. I think it was really easy on about January 10th or 11th when a couple guys sat down with them and said they were coming back, or some guys that were seniors that wanted to come back. They completely changed what an expectation is. And I don't just mean winning. I mean an expectation for what you want to do and how you want to do it. And for those guys to be able to come back and want to be a part of it, not just to win a championship, but to be a part of knowing it's making them better and kind of that unfinished business, they set the tempo, they set the tone, they raised the level for us as coaches as much as anything. And I challenged them at the end there that, we ended the season as a top 10 team. And we've been close, I think, in the other 2 years. But to me, the goal was how do you become a top 10 program? And the only way you become a top 10 program is to have the consistency over and over and over again, from the way you do things, to who you bring in, to how you develop. And we still got a ways to go.
With the depth you have on defense, if you had to play a game with just second and third stringers, how do you think the defense would do?
I think in a lot of situations, I think we would be in pretty good shape. Obviously, this spring is big to find out some new guys in the safeties positions and development of some of those 2s and 1Bs at the linebacker. But I know this: it's going to be really hard as a young guy to walk in here and play. Just because of what these guys have done and how they've developed, and that's what you've always wanted. And I think we're in that position. So for a lot of guys to walk in here, especially, I think right now defensively, to even be able to find a way to get some reps, you're going to have to really work your butt off, and we got to continue that.
As you guys break camp, just what's the message to the guys going into the summer?
Well, we haven't broke just yet, and I think that's why we kind of do it. We want to have a big day like this, and then have the ability to, come back and have 2 more practices where you just aren't washing that scrimmage out. Now you have a chance on Monday to spend a good 2 hours watching that and correcting things and looking at things, and then go back out and kind of tie loose ends here the last couple of days of practice, and then really kind of get into that mindset of how do you, as the older guys, how do we make sure that we're going to be a top 10 program? Well, it's a lot of things you do, and it's not on the football field.